Hey VC, it's Billy coming at you with something completely different today. Just stopped in on my way back through from a photo shoot. I always swing by Goodwill if it's open, just to make sure. Usually 2 or 3 times a week. 95% of the time it's junk. But hey, if I'm driving by, it only takes a minute to swing in, and you never know what you're going to find. So today was one of those days where it was kind of weird. I pulled into the parking lot, and why is it there's never any parking at the thrift stores? It's ridiculous, you know. So I'm circling the lot, trying to find a spot. Pull into my spot, and there's another guy that had just pulled out. And maybe I'm completely weird about this. I mean, I know I'm completely weird, but maybe it's just me. Hopefully, some of you guys have had this experience as well, but who knows? Anyway, across the way, I see this guy getting out of his car. He kind of looked, and I looked at him, and for some reason I just start thinking, that guy's going to beat me to the records. So I start hot-footing it into the damn Goodwill and telling myself, if I beat this guy to the door, I'm good. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. And I'm just stupid like that. I don't know. I don't know why. It's like I'm 10 or 8, you know. But you know, who knows? That guy was probably in there looking for a camouflage shirt or jacket or something like that. Anyway, I beat him to the door. He went this way. I went directly to the media. And anyway, today was a good day. Completely non-vinyl related, non-music related at all. But there was a huge stack. It was actually a big rolling cart. You know, they roll those carts out, and there was a huge rolling cart full of what I believed were albums. Then I thought, oh shit, these are laser discs. And I immediately was thinking, man, I wish I had Farley's number so I could call him and see, dude, do you need any of this stuff? Is any of it any good? I'm clueless, completely clueless to this stuff. But it was neither. They were VideoDiscs. They're called, God, I can't even remember what the hell they're. The CED VideoDiscs. So inside of here is a CD, like a laser disc, and I don't know the history on this. I'm sure Farley or somebody else can school me on this, but I looked some of them up, and some of them are very, very valuable. So I went through like a kid in a candy store and just picked out some killer ones. This one in particular is between $80 and $100 on eBay. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them. I originally, honestly, told myself I'm going to sell these to fund some vinyl, you know. But my wife, when I walked in with them at first, she was like, you have got to be out of your freaking mind bringing that shit in this house. Number one, you don't have a player. Number two, you don't need that stuff. And then once she saw how cool they were. I love it's just a lot like the music. It's the LPs. You know, the artwork is amazing. I think they're cool as shit, and she thinks they're cool as shit after she looked through them. And she's the one that said, no, "Don't get rid of those." You know, for the little bit of money you're going to get for them. I mean, granted, I didn't pay anything. I paid 50 cents a piece for these on the first day. This was day number 2 I went back in. 50 cents a piece for these because I thought they were going to treat these like cassettes, which are a quarter a piece or 5 for $1, but they didn't. They were completely solid on 50 cents a piece. So I put back a bunch of them because I was just like, I don't know. You know, I didn't have time to do a bunch of research, so I came home. Anyway, I bought maybe a dozen or so at 50 cents a piece. And then I came back home, did my research on the computer, and realized I need to go back first thing in the morning and pick up what's left of anything that was like sci-fi related, horror movie related. Those things sell for a pretty decent amount of money. So I think I'm going to end up selling these and maybe funding some vinyl. So let's get to it. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. The Breakfast Club. I'll show the backs too, because some people are freaky about that. You should show the record labels. You know, whatever. here's the record. I'll tell you what it is. It's in, you know, I try. I can't always remember to show record labels. I know who has time. I like to talk. How about this one? Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call? Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Some of these are just classics. Other ones of these are like cult classics, or the things that you never even heard of. But how about this badass right here? Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon. Freaking killer, man. I never, I like to think that my parents and myself, through my parents, were on the cutting edge of technology, but I had never seen these before. We were one of those families that had the VCR right when they first came out, and I ain't shitting. The VCR that we had a remote control that had a cord on it about this long, and so you had to, why? Get up there and push the button. I mean, you got a cord on it that's like 3 feet long. Well, come on. Anyway, I've never seen these. I had seen laser discs, and I've seen some of Farley's updates on his laser discs, but I've never seen these. And I went to go look at a player on eBay, and they're freaking through the roof, man. To get a decent player for one of these, you're talking $200, $300, $400. I don't think so. Originally, I was going to get one and just to keep the stuff for nostalgic purposes, but I'm selling these things. Blazing Saddles. What a legendary, timeless movie. Conan the Destroyer. I think there's 2 copies of this one in here. There are. Let me pull this one up. And that's the other thing about these is sometimes they come in 2 parts. You'll see disc 1 and disc 2 where they had to break them up. But National Lampoon's European Vacation. So this is not a 2-parter. They just had 2 copies of this. So had to pick that up. This was actually this one and Pee Wee. This may have been the big score of the day. This is, for some reason, there's only like 1 or 2 been sold on eBay, and they sell for a lot of money. I don't know why. I'm not familiar with the movie. Sci-fi things. I know that they have their cultish like followings, but man, it is just in gorgeous condition. Beautiful. I know somebody's going to be fighting over that one, and that's going to buy Daddy a few records. This one I may keep. Charlie Daniels Band. There's a couple in here I may actually keep, and that's one of them. Cool movie from when I was a kid. Harrison Ford, Blade Runner. Cocoon. Little Wilford Brimley action there. Nutty Professor. Jerry Lewis, good stuff. There was another one that I'd never really heard of, but it was it's got a cult following. Thunderbirds Are Go. And I think this kind of, from looking at it, it kind of looks like the South Park guys. They did that movie. I can't even remember the name of it now, but get a peek there. Somebody will fill me in, and I'll remember it as soon as I get done filming this video. But that one sells for a pretty good price too. Daryl. I remember this movie from when I was a kid. A lot of these movies, great 80s movies. Another sci-fi classic there, Night of the Comet. Disney's Treasure Island. This is one that has a different cover than the ones that have sold on eBay, so I just picked it up anyway. Night Patrol. You Kiss fans out there will recognize this one. Tom Selleck, Runaway. Who's that guy right there? Gene Simmons. I actually had picked that up just with the thoughts, because it's not real pricey, but I picked it up with the thought of maybe sending it to one of the Kiss guys that are like ate up with everything Kiss, and that would be kind of cool. This was weird. It's a National Geographic, The Invisible World. Another good one that was pretty pricey. When a Stranger Calls. The original, not the crappy remake. Cool, very cool. I remember this with the kid that was in E.T. What the hell was his name? I can't even remember anymore. Anyway, Henry Thomas? Was it Henry Thomas? Cloak and Dagger. Good stuff. Treasure of the Four Crowns. Black Moon Rising. Tommy Lee Jones. Here's talking of the cult following cult classics. David Carradine's Death Race 2000. Awesome. I was so pumped to see that. Here's another one that I will be keeping. Dolly. Live. London. Another copy of Treasure Island. There were two of these in there. Stephen King's The Dead Zone. John Candy. Volunteers. I was thinking there were a couple John Candies, but I don't... maybe that was the only one that I picked up. Oh no, here's the other John Candy. Summer rental. And I couldn't find any information on these on eBay. There weren't any for sale. So who knows? I picked them up because, John Candy, just classic. And then the last one, White Christmas. What a great cover. I actually wish I had something to play these on, because like I say, they're giant CDs. They're like a laser disc, like an LP. 12-inch disc. I guess you just put them in and they come out and they play. So anyway, that is my update on my Goodwill find. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's something weird, but I will keep you guys posted as far as what I end up getting for these whenever I sell these, whenever I have time to turn them over. What I end up picking up vinyl-wise with these, because I'm pretty excited. Got a couple things in mind. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Take care. Peace.